Adam Shaw looks to be off the pace. Sky, what do you think they need to do to improve? Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Adam Shaw is not as quick as they were hoping for. They're going to need to dig. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. I don't know about you, but I think Stefano Amodei might have a secret rocket booster hidden in their car. They're just that fast. Wilson looks to be off the pace. Sky, what do you think they need to do to improve?
That's right. It's all or nothing now. They need to stay focused, hit their marks, and extract every ounce of performance from that car to move up the grid.
Lechmansky is not as quick as they were hoping for. They're going to need to dig deep and find some extra pace on this next one if they want to move up the grid.
Well, Hal, they'll need to find those extra tenths of a second by pushing just a little bit harder on the braking and carrying more speed through the corners.
Stefano Amodei looks to be off the pace. Sky, what do you think they need to do to improve?
They'll need to put together a perfect lap, hitting every apex and pushing the car to the limit without going over it.
Kevin Lechmansky is not as quick as they were hoping for. They're going to need to dig deep and find some extra pace on this next one if they want to move up the grid. Looks like Stefano Amodei is channeling their inner Schumacher today. They're absolutely flying out there.
I think we might need to start calling Stefano the Flash after that incredible lap time. What do you think, Sky?
Lechmansky, hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. Woohoo, Wilson is really turning up the heat out there. I'm getting goosebumps just watching them go. Someone call the fire department because Stefano Amodei is setting this track on fire with their performance.
Looks like Stefano Amodei is really cooking with gas out there today.
Time to bring out the marshmallows and let's toast some fuel. It's clear that Simon is on a mission in this qualifying session. They're pushing their car to the limit. Malero is on their outlap.
It's all about finding that balance between staying calm and focused while also pushing the limits.
I think I just hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. I don't know about you, but I think Malero might have a secret rocket booster hidden in their car. They're just that fast.
Well, Hal, it seems like Malero has got...
Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Kevin Lechmansky is not as quick as they were. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Malero looks to be off the pace. Sky, what do you think they need to do to improve? There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Wilson looks to be off the pace. Sky, what do you think they need to do to improve?
Looks like Ryan Wilson is really cooking with gas out there today.
Time to bring out the marshmallows and let's toast some fuel. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Someone call the fire department because Stefano Amode is setting this track on fire with their performance. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Simon is not as quick as they were hoping for. They're going to need to dig deep and find some extra pace on this next one if they want to move up the grid. I think I just saw a blur fly by. Oh wait, that's just David Zahn going at lightning speed.
It's amazing what a little bit of adrenaline and a lot of horsepower can do, right, Hal? David Zahn is just showing us all what they're made of.
I don't know about you, but I think Ryan Wilson might have a secret rocket booster hidden in their car. They're just that fast. Woohoo! David Zahn is really turning up the heat out there. I'm getting goosebumps just watching them go. Simon looks to be off the pace. Sky, what do you think they need to do to improve?
That's right. It's all or nothing now. They need to stay focused, hit their marks, and extract every ounce of performance from that car to move up the grid.
Looks like Stefano Amode is channeling their inner Schumacher today. They're absolutely flying out there.
I think we might need to start calling Stefano the Flash after that incredible lap time. What do you think, Sky?
Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. And there goes Adam Shaw, currently in position 2. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Impressive display by Malero, currently sitting in position 6. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. A solid performance from David Zahn as they currently hold position 7. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Simon has positioned themselves well in 4th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
Couldn't agree more, Hal. Simon has positioned themselves impressively in 4th. Now they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
Incredible Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. It's a masterclass from Wilson in this qualification session. They have stamped their authority on the track, setting the pace and hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. It's an impressive showing by Adam Shaw, currently in 2nd. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? It's a dominant performance from Wilson in this qualification session. They have shown exceptional form and are leading the way. Their confidence is shining through, and they are proving why they are considered one of the best in the business. Impressive work from Lechmansky, who has claimed 3rd on the grid. Now the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Malero has secured a respectable sixth in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it? Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. Incredible drive by Zahn so far, earning them 7th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? And there goes Stefano Amode, currently in position 5. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're absolutely right, Hal. Stefano Amade's current position of 5th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Impressive display by Malero, currently sitting in position. Hold on a moment. Oh dear, Narwhal has had an incident. It's a very still day here at ASRL Phoenix Raceway, as we're getting ready to get things underway. In second place, we have Adam Shaw. Lining up in third is Kevin Lekmansky. Simon of the Desert is holding down the fort in fourth place. As the drivers prepare to take off, Stefano Amade sits in fifth place on the starting grid.
It's like they're on the outside looking in. Can they make their way to the front of the pack?
In the middle of the pack, we have Malero, starting from the 6th position on the grid. As the engines roar to life, David Zahn prepares to take off from the 7th position on the starting grid. Starting from the 8th position, Miata Chan will need to navigate through the field to challenge for the win.
An opportunity for some good points today, but the others aren't going to make it easy.
The 9th starting position belongs to Jake Feemster, who will be looking to make up ground early on. The formation lap is underway as the safety car leads the drivers out through the first lap. It's a rolling start here at ASRL Phoenix Raceway, as drivers are trying to get their tires up to temperature and doing final systems checks.
This is where they'll be sizing each other up and trying to get a feel for the competition.
Absolutely, it's a crucial part of the race. Drivers will need to make sure they're primed and ready to react the instant the lights go out.
Let's not forget, it's the last chance to get a feel for the track conditions.
And it's not just about the drivers. The teams will be monitoring their cars closely, making sure everything is running smoothly.
It's a high-pressure situation, and a poor start could put you at a disadvantage for the entire race.
They need to stay focused and maintain concentration, waiting for those green lights.
With the clock ticking down, the pressure is really on these drivers to perform.
It's going to be an exciting race.
The drivers will be looking to avoid any silly mistakes on the formation lap.
As the drivers make their way around the formation lap, tensions are high, and the excitement is so thick you can almost see it.
This is the moment where they need to stay focused and keep their cool. It's a real test of their mental and physical preparation.
The teams will also be keeping a close eye on their drivers, ensuring everything is running smoothly.
The formation lap can also be a great opportunity to spot any issues with the car or track conditions.
With the clock ticking down to the start of the race, the drivers will need to the lights go out and we are off to a flying start.
The drivers will need to be aggressive but also patient. They can't afford to make any mistakes if they want to stay in the running for a podium finish.
It's a delicate balance, Sky, but the best drivers know how to find that balance and make it work to their advantage.
It's going to be an exciting first sector. I can't wait to see how this all plays out.
It's a solid performance from Malero at the moment. They're holding their position and not getting too caught up in battles around them.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Malero just needs to bide their time and wait for the right opportunity.
An impressive showing from Malero, who has gained positions and left Miata-chan in the dust.
Absolutely. Malero is showing great pace and determination, but they can't get too confident. There are still plenty of challenges ahead.
Miata-chan is running ninth. They are trying to catch Feemster.
That driver is really pushing the limits. They're riding the curbs and pushing the car to its limits.
A brilliant maneuver from Miata-chan, who has just moved up the field. Impressive stuff from Feemster, who has managed to pull away from Miata-chan, leaving them in choking in their exhaust fumes.
Yes, it's clear that Feemster is in control out there. They're making it very difficult for Miata-chan to catch up.
Oh, this is getting intense. Malero is just a few car lengths behind Zahn.
Who will be able to maintain their pace?
The lights go out, and we are off to a flying start.
The drivers will need to be aggressive but also patient. They can't afford to make any mistakes if they want to stay in the running for a podium finish.
It's a delicate balance, Sky, but the best drivers know how to find that balance and make it work to their advantage.
It's going to be an exciting first sector. I can't wait to see how this all plays out.
This is where the race gets really interesting. Malero is closing in on Stefano. Hold on to your hats, folks. Adam Shaw is right on the heels of Lechmansky, and we're in for a wild ride. It seems like Adam Shaw has got the bit between their teeth, improving on Lechmansky's lap time there. The drivers are showing their mettle today. It's a privilege to witness their skill on this challenging track.
The stakes have never been higher. This is a battle of skill and nerves.
That's right. These drivers are really pushing themselves to the limit, and it's incredible to see the level of Wait, looks like that's a mistake from Malero. This could be costly. The action is heating up here as Lechmansky is in second, defending from Adam Shaw, who is only 0.4 seconds away.
That's right. Lechmansky is showing some great form, and it looks like Adam Shaw won't be able to catch up barring any mistakes.
He's pulling away. Lechmansky is increasing the gap to Adam Shaw.
That's a really strong performance from Lechmansky. They're not giving Adam Shaw any chances to catch up.
Sky, can you share some strategies that drivers use to manage tire degradation during a race?
Certainly, Hal. Some strategies include adjusting the car's setup for better tire life.
Wait, looks like that's a mistake from Malero. This could be costly. It's an intense battle for position as Zahn tries to outmaneuver Miata-chan. This is edge of your seat racing.
At this rate, Zahn and Miata-chan are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Talk about pressure. Zahn is caught in the middle, feeling the heat from both and Miata-chan.
You're absolutely right, Hal. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind act as a measuring stick for Zahn's performance. They'll have to keep a close eye on those gaps to stay in control of their race.
This is a thrilling battle as Feemster edges closer to Stefano in their fight for P5. Jake could be on a charge here. Sky, they have just put in a quicker lap than Stefano. Anyone who says that ASRL is not the best racing club on the planet is clearly insane. The quality of drive. Hold on a moment. Superb driving from Feemster, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
Amazing stuff. Focus and precision, what it's all about.
Every move counts now, as Adam Shaw works to reel in Lechmansky and overtake for P2. Adam Shaw has just put in a faster lap than Lechmansky, so that's going to give them something to worry about.
We will have to see if Lechmansky has got any answers for that.
I'm curious, Sky. Can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Hal. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone. I also had a lucky pair of socks that I would wear during races. It may sound silly, but those little rituals help me feel prepared and focused.
It's a battle of wills out there, with Malero trying to outsmart and outmaneuver David Zahn. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race?
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But David Zahn is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Malero in P8 doing everything they can to catch up.
Lechmansky wants to get into Ryan Wilson's slipstream.
There is no room for error in this battle.
What a move. Lechmansky has moved up to first.
Absolutely. Lechmansky is really putting on a clinic out there, and they're making it look easy.
A setback for Lechmansky, who has just been passed.
Sucks to be them, Hal.
No room for error here. Kevin Lechmansky is breathing down the neck of Wilson, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration calculated to perfection.
Adam Shaw wants to find a way around Lechmansky. Hold that thought, hold the phone. That won't be ideal for Adam Shaw. It's going to be tough. Adam Shaw is a master at defending their position. Is there enough time for Jake Feemster to make a move? They're going to be even more determined to hold on to that position. It's true what they say, Sky. You're never completely useless.
Indeed, Hal, you can always be used as a bad example. Indeed, they've been trying so hard to hold their position, but the other drivers are just too strong. Meanwhile, Jake is showing some great pace.
It looks like Simon is pushing hard to catch up to Kevin Lechmansky. The gap is over a second, but Simon is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Kevin Lechmansky? It looks like we might get a battle between Simon and Kevin Lechmansky.
That's a great effort from Simon. They need to keep up the pressure and see if they can make a move.
It's all about consistency for Jake, who is currently fourth.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
The gap between Adam Shaw and hold up, breaking info. I don't think that's the fastest way around ASRL Phoenix Raceway. A solid performance from Stefano, who is holding down 6th.
That's right. They can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance. Every point counts in this championship.
It's looking good for Wilson, sitting in first. It looks like Kevin Lekmansky is starting to catch up to Wilson. The gap is now down to 0.8 seconds.
That's a worrying sign for Wilson.
Jake is placed 4th at the moment. He can't hold on. Jake is losing time to Adam Shaw.
They need to step up their game and start pulling away again.
Fantastic racing on show here today, and it's not just the top drivers who are impressing us. Even the drivers at the back of the pack are putting up a good fight, battling it out for every position.
It's a testament to the level of competition at ASRL. Even the smallest mistake can cost you valuable seconds, or even lead to a crash. But these drivers are up to the challenge, and they're giving it their all. It's clear that ASRL really is the place to be for top-quality racing.
Things are going according to plan for Jake, who is currently 4th. Things don't seem to be going Adam Shaw's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here. Oh dear, Wilson has had an incident. Adam Shaw has a mountain to climb at the moment to close that gap with Jake. I expect their only hope at this point is that Jake makes an error. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Wilson trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Adam Shaw. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Ryan Wilson close in enough to mount a challenge? A strong showing from Jake Feemster, who is currently 3rd. It seems like Feemster has got the bit between their teeth, improving on Adam Shaw's lap time there. It's a brilliant day for racing here at ASRL Phoenix Raceway. I'm really enjoying this.
This race is truly epic. What a treat to be sat here witnessing this spectacle.
It's all about consistency for Jake Feemster, who is currently 3rd.
Absolutely. And they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
It's looking good for Stefano Amodei, sitting in 6th.
Definitely Hal. But they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
The race is heating up as Miata Chan in 9th closes in on Malero. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight. Looks like Zahn is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about finding the right balance between speed and control, with just 0.3 seconds between them. Will Zahn be able to keep up the pace and make a pass?
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Adam Shaw, who is currently in P4, but Jake Feemster is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Adam Shaw. It looks like Adam Shaw is making a move. The gap to Jake Feemster is now down to 1.2 seconds.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Zahn is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play. The mental game is just as important here. Dave must keep their cool while putting pressure on Stefano.
Lechmansky is placed first at the moment.
Definitely, but they can't get too comfortable. There are plenty of other drivers who are gunning for that position, and Lechmansky has to keep pushing to stay on the pace.
The gap between Kevin Lechmansky and Simon of the Desert is getting smaller. It's now down to 4.9 seconds.
Can they keep them behind him? Let's see.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Dave is right behind Stefano, keeping the pressure on for 6th place. The gap between David Zahn and Stefano Amadei is getting smaller.
Exactly what David Zahn needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Stefano Amadei.
Great driving from Zahn, who has just gained a place and moved up to 6th.
Impressive. David Zahn is really showing their skill and determination out there.
The action is non-stop as Stefano shadows Zahn through every twist and turn, determined to claim 6th.
Should things go south between Stefano Amadei and Zahn, we might witness a high-speed game of bumper cars, but trust me, it's way less fun with real race cars.
Fantastic move from Stefano Amadei, who has just gained a position. Tactics are clearly going to play an important part in this race.
They are going to need to look after their tires, and will want to keep something in them for the crucial latter stages, as their tires wear and fuel levels deplete and the handling changes.
And don't forget the track grip increases as more rubber gets laid down.
Indeed, the conditions are constantly changing and the drivers need to adapt, otherwise it can cost crucial time and jeopardize their position.
This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory? A great pass for Zahn as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Stefano Amadei has lost ground. Heartbreak for Zahn as they slip down the field. Look at that, Dave is hot on the tail of Stefano. It doesn't seem like things are going to plan for Adam Shaw, as they have a big gap ahead of them to close at this point in time.
Every race adds to a driver's experience, both good and bad. It just highlights that Adam Shaw is going to have to get more serious with practice if they don't want to be outclassed on the circuit.
It's game on now. Adam Shaw has closed the gap to Jake Feemster. It's now down to 1.5 seconds.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
The pressure is on for Dave as they try to catch up to Stefano.
This is where every inch counts. Zahn is pushing hard to close the gap on Stefano. Absolutely, precision and control are key here. Knowing when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between winning and losing.
A brilliant maneuver from David Zahn, who has just moved up the field. Stefano is on a mission, chasing David Zahn, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
The gap between them is now just over 0.4 seconds. Who will come out on top?
Looks like we've had a few incidents out there.
Someone forgot to take their driving lessons. They're making more U-turns than a confused tourist.
Hilarious. I think they might need to call their GPS for directions. Maybe it can help them navigate the track. The gap between Dave and Stefano is pretty substantial right now. It's probably going to take a mistake from David to even allow Stefano to get a look in.
They certainly aren't going to be close enough to mount any kind of challenge soon, unless it's down to a mistake from Zahn.
Things are going according to plan for Jake Feimster, who is currently third. A solid performance from Lechmansky, who is holding down first. Things are starting to get tense as Simon of the Desert manages to close the gap to Lechmansky. It's now down to 8.1 seconds.
This is where the pressure really starts to mount on Kevin Lechmansky. They need to stay focused and not make any mistakes.
The battle for 7 is heating up as Malero tries to catch Stefano Amodei in P7. It's all about consistency for Simon, who is currently second.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
Oh no, Sky, look at this. Jake Feimster is closing in on Simon. The gap is now just 3.0 seconds.
This is a real test for Simon. They need to find some extra pace and hold off Jake Feimster if they want to win this race.
A strong showing from Jake, who is currently third.
Absolutely. And they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
Excellent work from Feimster, who has managed to increase their lead over Adam Shaw. They seem to have found their rhythm and they are grooving to it.
It's clear that Jake is dominating right now. They're making it very difficult for Adam Shaw to catch up.
We've certainly seen some of the drivers get it wrong today.
Anyone lost can just follow the trail of skid marks. I hear it's the latest form of GPS navigation.
Let's hope the other drivers don't follow suit. We might end up with a bumper car race instead of a high-speed competition.
At least we'd have something to fall back on. If we ever get bored of regular racing, bumper cars might be the next big thing.
Well, it doesn't look like Adam Shaw is going to be much of a threat to anyone soon, let alone Wilson.
Anything can happen yet, and it usually does. I've certainly seen drivers come back from worse.
I think we just got time for a quick shout out to our human creators, Dave, Andy, John and Nigel, who have put so much effort into making this possible.
Yes, it's been a real thrill ride, and I for one can't wait to see what is coming next.
Apparently we are going to be announcing crashes and incidents soon. Let's hope they get the logic right. The pursuit is on. Ryan Wilson is closing the gap on Jake, determined to claim P3. Wilson is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Jake Feimster to 0.1 seconds.
This is what racing is all about. It's anyone's game at this point. Who will come out on top?
Look at the way the drivers are hugging those corners. It's like they're on rails.
Speaking of rails, did you know that the first racetrack was built on a railway in 1896? I bet those drivers were chugging along.
Ha, I bet they were, but things have come a long way since then, haven't they?
Definitely. It's amazing to think about the technology that goes into these cars now. I mean, they have more computing power than some countries.
Even though Adam Shaw is a fair way behind Wilson, they can't afford to let their guard down. Wilson is still vulnerable to mistakes.
Absolutely. And on the other side of the equation, Adam Shaw can't afford to let up. They have to drive with intensity and focus and wait for any opportunity to arise.
Malero is placed 8th at the moment. This is where the true champions shine, and Lechmansky is certainly showing their class in the final sector. And there it is, Lechmansky has completed the race in first place, setting a blistering pace that none of the other drivers could match.
That was a true masterclass in driving from Lechmansky. You could see them making split-second decisions with total confidence, and it really paid off. What a performance.
A nail-biting finish, but Simon claims second place. What a race from Jake, showing their skill and determination for a great third-place finish. In 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, it's Ryan Wilson, Adam Shaw, David Zan, and Stefano Amadei. 8th sees Malero. Miata-chan end in 9th. You've joined us on a breezy day here at ASRL Phoenix Raceway, as we're getting ready to get things underway. Our second-place starter, Malero, is poised to make a move towards the front.
Another good start for the Brazilian driver.
Stefano Amadei will begin the race from the third spot on the starting grid. Watch out for David Zahn, starting from the fourth grid position in today's race. We see Adam Shaw sitting in the fifth spot. From the middle of the pack, we have Ryan Wilson in sixth place on the starting grid.
But they can't afford to be complacent. This is race day after all.
Sitting in seventh is Jake Feemster. Simon of the Desert is going to be starting from 8th.
Who knows, they could be the dark horse that steals the show.
Kevin Lekmansky is lining up 9th.
They would have liked to be higher up, but that's not going to stop Kevin Lekmansky fighting their way through.
The formation lap is underway as the safety car leads the drivers out through the first lap. It's a rolling start here at ASRL Phoenix Raceway, as drivers are trying to get their tires up to temperature and doing final systems checks.
This is where they'll be sizing each other up and trying.
The starting signal has been given, and the drivers face the uncertainty of the first lap. With cars packed tightly together, the potential for spins or collisions is high.
These opening moments can make or break a driver's race. Strategy and skill are key to navigating this intense start.
I can't wait to see how this race will play out. It's brilliant to see such a full grid here today. The drivers are jockeying for position. Miata Chan will be looking to get off to a good start and consolidate their position. This is what separates the best from the rest. These drivers are demonstrating their racecraft, searching for any weakness to exploit. It's a true test of skill.
You're absolutely right, Hal. The different strategies employed by these drivers add another layer of excitement. It's fascinating to see how they adapt their approach to gain a competitive edge.
Malero is placed first at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Stefano Amadei, who is 0.5 seconds behind.
That's very true, and Stefano Amadei knows that as well. They have to drive their own race and wait for Malero to make a mistake if they want to have any chance of overtaking.
Hold your breath, folks. These drivers are showing exceptional car control, threading the needle through tight corners. It's a battle for supremacy. They're giving it everything they've got. It's a battle of nerves as they push the limits of adhesion, going wheel to wheel in a thrilling display of racing prowess.
You're absolutely right, Hal. The level of respect these drivers have for each other while pushing their limits is commendable. It's a testament to their professionalism and love for the sport.
Hold your breath, folks. Lechmansky is sandwiched between two relentless competitors. Adam Shaw 0.1 seconds behind and Zahn 0.1 seconds ahead. They're fighting tooth and nail for every position.
Absolutely, Hal. The pressure is mounting for Lechmansky as they navigate.
Hold that thought, hold the phone. Looks like that's a mistake from Malero. This could be costly. It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. Who will take home the victory? It's too close to call.
If everything goes as planned, this is going to be a race for the ages.
The drivers are executing their strategies to perfection, making the most of every opportunity.
Hold on a moment, the safety car has been called.
It can be frustrating for anyone who was in a strong position before the safety car came out.
They'll need to stay focused and make the most of any opportunities that come their way once the safety car is called in. As a former racing driver, Sky, how important is the relationship between a driver and their team during a race?
It's absolutely crucial, Hal. The team provides valuable information and support, helping the driver make the right decisions on track. A strong bond between the driver and the team can be the difference between winning and losing.
Green flag, the wait is over and the race resumes. We got a close battle as Jake Feemster closes in on Adam Shaw. Superb driving from Jake, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race. Oh dear, Stefano Amodei has dropped down to 9th. Looks like Kevin Lechmansky is coming in hot. They're approaching that turn way too fast. Disappointing for Lechmansky, they now find themselves in 9th. The tension is building as Lechmansky trails behind Miata-chan. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Miata-chan hold on, or will Kevin Lechmansky be able to hold on a second? That won't be ideal for Kevin Lechmansky. Wow, Wilson is really pushing hard to catch up to Malero. There's blood in the water for first place. What a move. Wilson has moved up to first. The gap between Miata-chan and Stefano is razor thin as they vie for 7th in this nail-biting contest.
It's a battle of nerves now. Who will make the first mistake, Miata-chan or Stefano? This is high-stakes racing.
A tough moment for Miata-chan, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to 9th. This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Feemster is chasing Malero in P2.
Can Jake Feemster close the 0.3 second gap and make a pass?
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Simon will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
I remember being in a similar situation during my racing days. Jake must stay focused and wait for the perfect opportunity to overtake.
Jake Feemster could be on a charge here. Sky, they have just put in a quicker lap than Malero. Things are heating up as Adam Shaw tries to close the gap to Feemster.
The gap between them is just over 0.3 seconds. Can Adam Shaw close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Simon is breathing down the neck of Adam Shaw, not giving them any room to relax. Great driving from Simon, who has just gained a place and moved up to 4th. During your racing career, Sky, did you have any specific techniques to regain concentration if you felt it slipping?
Yes, Hal, I had a few techniques. One was to take a couple of deep breaths and briefly reset my focus. Another was to use a specific keyword or phrase as a mental trigger to refocus my mind on the task at hand.
Oh, this is getting intense. Zahn is just behind Adam Shaw. Fantastic move from David Zahn, who has just gained a position.
That's what we like to see. David Zahn is really showing their class today.
Hold that thought, hold the phone. I don't think that's the fastest way around ASRL Phoenix Raceway. This is what it's all about, folks. Adam Shaw is in hot pursuit of Dave, who's just trying to stay ahead. Things don't seem to be going Kevin Lechmansky's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here.
It's not over till the checkered flag drops, though, and it's important they don't lose concentration at this point.
Oh dear, Stefano Amodei has had an incident. It's a battle of wills out there, with Lechmansky trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Adam Shaw. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race? This is where the race gets really interesting. Adam Shaw is closing in on Zahn.
It's all about finding the perfect opportunity. Adam Shaw needs to stay patient and wait for Zahn to make a mistake.
It looks like we might get a battle between Adam Shaw and David Zahn.
That's a great effort from Adam Shaw. They need to keep up the pressure and see if they can make a move.
Jake Feemster is running third. They are trying to catch Malero. It's a close race between Adam Shaw and Simon in fourth.
If Adam Shaw pushes too hard, they might find themselves exploring the scenic route, and nobody's got time for sightseeing during a race.
The intensity is off the charts as Zahn hounds Adam Shaw, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
If this battle ends in tears, it could be like watching a high-speed domino effect. But let's hope they keep it clean and avoid any unplanned games.
Well, it looks like we have a bit of a traffic jam on the track.
It's like rush hour out there. I mean, I know we're in a race, but can't we all just get along?
Ha, I don't think that's how it works. These drivers are here to win and they'll do whatever it takes to get ahead.
I guess you're right. But wouldn't it be great if they all just stopped for a cup of tea and a chat? We could have a lovely little race reunion.
It's a game of inches now, as Adam Shaw tails Simon closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. Adam Shaw has just put in a faster lap than Simon, so that's going to give them something to worry about.
As long as Adam Shaw can maintain that consistency and pace, it will be interesting to see.
While Kevin Lechmansky is not under immediate threat from David Zahn, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
Surely they've got enough in the tank to pull away. Gonna be interesting to watch this battle unfold.
A commanding performance from Lechmansky, who has increased their lead over David Zahn, putting them firmly in their rear-view mirrors. Every move counts now, as Adam Shaw works to reel in Simon and overtake for P4.
The gap between them is just over 0.4 seconds. Who will have the speed and skill to come out on top?
Hold on a moment. Miata-chan is in the pits. It doesn't seem like things are going to plan for David Zahn, as they have a big gap ahead of them to close at this point in time.
Every race adds to a driver's experience, both good and bad. It just highlights that Zahn is going to have to get more serious with practice if they don't want to be outclassed on the circuit.
You know, Sky, I've always wondered, how do racing drivers stay so cool and collected under such immense pressure?
Well, Hal, it comes down to mental strength and training. Drivers often work with sports psychologists and practice techniques like meditation and visualization to help them stay calm and focused during high-pressure situations.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
One important aspect here is choosing the right braking points. Lechmansky needs to be precise to avoid overshooting and losing valuable time.
It seems like Lechmansky has got the bit between their teeth, improving on Adam Shaw's lap time there.
The question is now, can Adam Shaw respond to that in kind? They are going to have to pick up the pace.
Jake Feemster has a mountain to climb at the moment to close that gap with Malero. I expect their only hope at this point is that Malero makes an error. I love being here at ASRL Phoenix Raceway. What an awesome place to be witnessing these titans of the track battle it out.
Indeed, Hal, what a magnificent sight and sound. I love listening to the roar of these engines. Let's just listen for a moment.
Looks like Adam Shaw is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about finding the right balance between speed and control. The racing is getting tight between Adam Shaw and Lechmansky as they battle for P5. No doubt both drivers know that one mistake could cost them the position. It's a test of nerves as much as skill.
The crowd is on tender hooks as Malero in second chases after Ryan Wilson. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Malero find a way to catch up? Good news for Malero, the gap to Ryan Wilson has decreased. It's now down to 0.8 seconds.
He'll be looking for a mistake to pounce on.
It may seem like Kevin Lechmansky is far behind, but Simon can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Kevin Lechmansky an opening to catch up.
Absolutely right, Hal, and Kevin Lechmansky knows that too. They have to keep driving at their best if they want to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way.
Some great driving from Simon, who has increased their lead over Kevin Lechmansky and is starting to put some distance between them.
It's really looking like Simon is going to be tough to pass today. They're driving with real confidence and authority.
The gap between Adam Shaw and Dave is pretty substantial right now. It's probably going to take a mistake from Adam Shaw to even allow David to get a look at. Looking at the lap times, Zahn is not on pace with Adam Shaw. Can they turn it around? This is a thrilling battle as Malero edges closer to Ryan Wilson in their fight for P1. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Miata-chan trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Stefano Amadei. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Miata-chan close in enough to mount a challenge?
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Miata-chan in ninth determined to catch up. But we know Stefano Amadei isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Miata-chan is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
The pressure is on for Malero as they try to catch up to Ryan Wilson. The gap between Malero and Ryan Wilson is getting smaller. It looks like Kevin Lechmansky is pushing hard to catch up to Simon of the Desert. The gap is over a second, but Kevin Lechmansky is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Simon of the Desert?
That's right. Lechmansky in fifth knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Simon of the Desert is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
Malero is on a mission, chasing Ryan Wilson, who's desperately trying to stay ahead. It's a brilliant day for racing, and the drivers are putting on a show.
Absolutely. What a great race we are witnessing today. These drivers are giving it their all, and it's a thrill to watch them compete at this level.
They're really pushing themselves and their machines to the limit, and it's paying off with some incredible driving.
It's a pleasure to be here today, Hal. You really can't beat the excitement of a good race, especially one as competitive as this.
The battle for four is heating up as Lechmansky tries to catch Simon in P4. A setback for Kevin Lechmansky, who has just been passed.
Yes, but they can't give up. There's still plenty of time left in this race, and Lechmansky needs to stay focused and keep pushing.
Lechmansky is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Dave, who is currently in P7, but Adam Shaw is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from David Zahn.
Absolutely. Zahn in seventh will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
The tension is building as Kevin Lechmansky trails behind Simon of the Desert. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Simon of the Desert hold on, or will Kevin Lechmansky be able to close them down?
Indeed, the tensions are high as Kevin Lechmansky tries to reel in Simon of the Desert. But Simon of the Desert is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Can Kevin Lechmansky find some extra pace to bring the fight to Simon?
The gap between Ryan Wilson and Malero is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Ryan Wilson to bring Malero into play. It looks like Malero is starting to catch up to Wilson. The gap is now down to 0.4 seconds. Malero is giving it their all as they chase down Wilson in P1. It's looking good for Simon, sitting in fourth.
Definitely Hal. But they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Simon needs to get more consistent. Sky, they have just put in a slower lap than Lechmansky.
Can Simon turn this around?
Things are going according to plan for Miata-chan, who is currently ninth. A solid performance from Jake Feemster, who is holding down sixth. Heartbreak for Feemster as they slip down the field. Huge shout out to the admins at ASRL for making this all possible. Without their hard work and dedication, we wouldn't be able to witness this incredible event.
That's right, Hal, and the excitement is electric. I can feel.
Hold on a moment. Miata-chan is in the pits. The gap between Jake Feemster in 7th and David Zahn remains over a second, but Jake Feemster is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap up. Can they pull it back in the remaining 24 minutes?
It's going to be tough for Feemster, as David Zahn seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Feemster pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
The leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for Wilson.
You can see the sheer determination on Wilson's face as they take the win. That's the mark of a true champion, folks.
What a drive from Malero, securing a great second-place finish.
Strong work securing second place, well done.
Excellent focus from Simon to secure a fantastic third place on the podium. Taking 4th, 5th, 6th, and 8th is Kevin Lechmansky, Adam Shaw, David Zahn, and Stefano Amadei. Jake Feemster claimed 7th. Miata-chan take 9th. It looks like Miata-chan has been called into the pits.